If it keeps doing that, I'm gonna get pissed if it keeps doing that. Sorry I'm on so late today, y'all.
Power on. Auxiliary
really
in.
But I've been kind of lazy today, not having the motivation. But I got motivation to get on now, so that's a good thing. Okay, we should probably get started, y'all. You saw the title, you saw the thumbnail.
I knew that was coming, that he was going to throw at him.
What do y'all think the craziest MLB fight in at least the last 10 years has been? There's been a bunch of good ones, I would think. Like, I know there was one of Soler and Lopez recently. That one wasn't really. Neither one of them really landed a good punch with Soler and Lopez. Neither one of them really got a good hit in it. I mean, so Lopez did with that baseball, but I don't count that one. I just can't count that. And plus, I don't like the frickin' Braves. I'm a Phillies fan.
Well, let's take a look at the pitch. On the pitch track, it's a breaking ball. It's a slider. It gets away from Jason Hamill. We've seen him lose some pitches to the arm side. That's why Jason Hamill's so upset. And that's why Tuiasa Sopo isn't that upset about it. I mean, you'd expect maybe a brush-back pitch. But this is a slider that he just lets go of too soon and catches him in the shoulder. Oh, Buck Showalter's so upset. You see Jason Hamill showing his disgust in that call.
So Hamill is done, thrown out of the ball game. The Orioles did not have anybody warming up in the bullpen. T.J. McFarland will throw in the pen here, then will be coming into the ball game, and the Orioles will lose their starter. There was no hesitation on the part of Hunter Wendelstedt. I think he felt it coming too and had already decided if this guy gets hit, he's gone.
Yeah, he predetermined this call, and I think it's a terrible call because the Baltimore Orioles don't play that type of ball game, and Jason Hamill isn't that type of pitcher. This is a slider that gets away. You see Matt Wieters setting up, down, and away.
A check of Murphy. Call strike 3. And Berkman is going to give more than an earful this time. You know, Ron Washington having confidence, and Berkman's been thrown out now. Kistner looked like whatever Berkman said after the prior pitch, it kind of pushed his button a little bit. And then Berkman went after him after the 2-2 pitch was called a strike. And Berkman gets run out of the ball game, and Kistner didn't waste any time in throwing Lance out. Ron Washington out there tried to get his money's worth too.
You know, Lance doesn't argue very much. He's mild-mannered. If an umpire is ever going to give a guy a little bit of leeway, you give it to a guy like Berkman. He also knows the strike zone as well as anybody in the league. And generally, he is not going to argue unless he doesn't think the pitch is a ball outside. And both pitches look like they were a little bit outside. Here's the first one.
That's a pretty good pitch.
That definitely, according to the Fox tracks, shows that it's outside. And then the cutter never quite gets there. Lance obviously has an argument. It's one thing to have one of those called a strike. Fine, you can live with that. But when it's strike 2 and strike 3, and they're noticeable out of the strike zone.
You saw the title, I hope. It's basically what it's just about right now.
That's the time
by Freddie Freeman to start this fourth inning. Just low. Full count now to Zimmerman.
Yeah, you see Hudson shake his head there. He thought he executed the exact pitch he wanted to throw there. Just didn't get the call. Check out this pitch. Down and away. Gaddis doesn't really have to move his glove much. Just maybe a hair below the knees. And obviously, he's getting grief from the dugout as Larry Vanover.
And he's just thrown somebody out. Larry Vanover
That's just a question I put in my title. I don't even know. I could just chat if y'all want.
Out to argue, and of course, anytime you argue a ball or strike,
If
you
I had to see the
automatically
topics, I'd probably talk about.
Yeah, the umpire will give you some leeway, but you're absolutely right. By rule, not permitted to argue.
I just got out of a shower.
Especially if you say the magic word. And that obviously was a quick ejection for Larry Vanover, so he obviously heard something.
And it was Freddie Gonzalez, so he has been ejected. Arguing that last pitch from Tim Hudson. Crowd getting on Vanover right now. As that pitch brought the count full to Zimmerman, 3-2.
But I checked the box. When the scouts would come by, when I'd go to showcases or what have you. Oh, look at Cranky, could be too. They get the out at first, throw to second, not in time.
Cranky's saying that he
caught
caught that ball.
Well, I thought that was a one-hopper to Cranky. It should have been a double play.
I think Hairston's saying that third base umpire Mark Carlson was saying that he's out. Let's look at this. That's a catch. Right off the shoe tops, over to first base for the double play, don't you think?
I thought that hit the dirt. The home plate umpire immediately, Jerry Davis, immediately said no catch.
They're going to have a conference on the mound here, I believe. What do you see there on a replay? I think Jerry Hairston is saying that Mark Carlson, the third base umpire, made an out call.
Well, if we stay on this shot, you're going to see the home plate umpire, Jerry Davis. There he goes, about to put the arms up and say, no catch. I thought it skipped in the dirt.
I think you're right. I think it did skip in the dirt.
Oh, someone's been ejected.
Hairston.
First base umpire Brian Knight ejecting Jerry Hairston. I think even more than the call, I think Don Mattingly is upset that Brian Knight has ejected Jerry Hairston.
Did Hairston get ejected, or was it Mattingly? Because Hairston's not going anywhere right now. He's still standing there talking to the third base umpire, and he was the one that said, look, that guy said out right away, and that's what Don Mattingly's most upset about. If one of your umpires makes an out call and my player recognizes it and argues that he made that call, how can you turn around and throw someone out of the game because of that? It's one of the first times all year that we've seen Don Mattingly get upset.
Steve, I think you're right. I think it's Don Mattingly who has been ejected from this game because Jerry Hairston going back to his third base position.
Yeah, Mattingly's the one that got tossed. And he was defending his player right there. And now you see Jerry Hairston kind of coming over trying to defend his manager.
Borderline pitch there at the bottom of the strike zone. His catcher didn't do him any favors the way he received that pitch.
Ground ball to second. Barney gets rid of it quickly. And we'll see is Pollock. And Samardzija puts his hands up in the air in disbelief. And here comes Swain again. The second close play at first base for first base umpire Toby Baster.
Clearly out at first, very close, but clearly out. The ball in Rizzo's glove before Pollock got the foot down on the base.
Samardzija can't believe it, saying the second time.
To his credit, A.J. Pollock really busting it down that first baseline. Hits the very front edge of the bag at first, and now Joe West is getting involved. The crew chief going to shoo the Cubs skipper back to the dugout, maybe.
Nope. I'll shoo him back to the clubhouse.
I think this may be a case of a veteran crew chief of an umpiring crew kind of stepping in for the younger Toby Basner down there at first base in his defense. And Swaim just transferred the argument from one umpire to the other, and Joe West said, "I've heard enough, go on home."
And he gets a standing ovation by the fans here at Wrigley Field.
Take another look, but we've clearly seen that the ball was in Rizzo's glove.
You can almost hear the pop before the foot hits the bag.
And that's usually the determining factor. Obviously, you can't see both things. Nobody's eyes are that quick. Most umpires will look to the foot on the bag and listen for the ball hitting the glove.
Bart tries to keep him close. Brantley at first. Call a strike that barely shaved the outside corner, if it did, and Swisher backs away. Oh, and now Terry Francona is screaming out of the Indians' dugout, and I mean just hopping mad. Maybe he's already been ejected, I don't know, but he is livid.
Well, he wants to let him know that pitch is borderline, maybe, and if you're seeing it from that side, he's going to let Bill Welke know. And I think that stems back from McAllister having that conversation with him earlier in the game. And I guarantee that's what they're talking about. That pitch on the outside corner, they called it on Swisher, they didn't on Longoria, and there's a lot going on.
Boy, Terry Francona has gotten this crowd riled up here today at the ballpark. Rick, I didn't see anybody get thumbed. I did not see an ejection. But Francona is still barking at Bill Welke.
He's gone.
I figured he had to have been ejected the way he came storming out of the dugout. But I didn't see a... Let's take another look here. Oh, I can see why he was mad.
Well, they must be watching it on a monitor in the dugout but for him to come running out like that.
Well, if he was ejected, we didn't see the...
well, that guy didn't throw him out right then and there unless he told him during the conversation, oh, by the way, your day's over.
Ejected.
It was 45th today.
Here's the 0-2. Molina hits it sharply. Crawford keeps it on the infield. Long throw to first, and he got it. Wow! Crawford still is able to get Molina, and now Molina has been ejected from this game after throwing his helmet. They got to calm him down. Molina out. And so is Matheny. He's going to get thrown out here in a second. He's gone. And this crowd is going 40,000 plus. They can't believe it.
Somebody better get a hold of Molina more than Benji. Jose trying to help out there. We were talking yesterday, we had never heard of Clint Fagan until yesterday, and this is not the way you want to make your name.
Until we see the replay, you question, was it the right call? I thought from the naked eye, out. We shall see. Regardless, a superstar ejected. Crawford stayed with it, and he made the play.
Oh, my. Doesn't get that call. Wow. And who just got tossed? It was either Martin or it might have been Martin who got tossed. Then Ayasanya throws out Martin. Are you kidding? That's incredible. You hear Martin say, I did not say that. Dan Ayasanya just throws out Russell Martin. And I don't know, you can't say what's going through an umpire's head, but how he didn't give that call to Burnett is unbelievable. Almost like intentionally not giving him that strike.
Right. He doesn't give him the strike, and then he ends up throwing out our guy.
Man,
because he's missing calls.
That's incredible.
It really is. And there's no telling what Russell Martin may have said. But
and now, of course, Hurdle's gone. I warned him. After Martin left, he's stopped and talked with Jerry Davis, the crew chief. Wow. Well, that's something else. Just something else. Really. It's just incredible.
And, you know, I heard the question asked not so long ago. I don't know if I was listening to talk radio or if it was one
So,
of the
you
guys
know, I'm
who were
tired,
home
but I'm going to try to stay on.
and we see right here in the range resources strike zone.
Someone like. What's
Showing
up?
again a pitch on the inside corner, not going.
Sorry for not really talking about the topic. I'm just really tired right now. I didn't sleep much last night. I'm trying to get on at least sometime today.
Whatever he said, it couldn't have been too loud. But, you know, the question was asked about the
Mo saved yesterday's game. He's not off the tick today. He's still throwing 92.
92 with some good light, too, jumping at his hand. It's like Cody called a foul ball.
And Aviles is saying, I didn't foul that ball off. Terry Francona is saying he didn't foul that ball off.
Well, these Indian hitters have been complaining about Tony Randazzo's strike zone. Let's see here.
Ooh, I guess he went off his. Let's see from this angle.
Hard to tell.
Maybe we can hear the tip. Oh. High fly ball right field. This should do it. Suzuki there, and the Yankees win a nail biter 4-3. Mariano perfect. Aviles gets thrown out of a game that's over by Tony Randazzo, saying, I didn't even foul tip that ball. That's how far away I was. So Randazzo throws him out. That's going to cost him some money. But the Yankees care nothing about that as they nail it down. They win 4-3. And Aviles is hot. And so is Brad Mills and Terry Francona as they're trying to separate him from Aviles and hope that he doesn't get suspended.
Time to lock in. Time to make it legendary. Bet MGM. Make it legendary.
That GMC you're looking at, that's Jenny's baby Ruby. That bubble wrap, well, that's her way of